Since I made my last video about the Nespresso machine, I've had a lot of people ask me about coffee temperature, with quite a few people saying the coffee's just not hot enough for them. This prompted me to make another video and do some data collection on the temperature of coffee for the different types of pods.
The Nespresso website says that the brewing temperature inside the machine for the Vertuo Plus should be 78 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees. They state the machine is designed to deliver the coffee at the optimum temperature for drinking with the optimum flavour.
What actually emerged was that different pods do actually come out of the machine at different temperatures. But there are a lot of factors which influence the temperature of the coffee in your mug. This is a short example of how I collected my data so you can understand my process. Firstly, I purchased a inexpensive kitchen thermometer from Amazon, and I decided to measure the coffee temperature at 2 points. The first point was as the coffee emerges straight from the nozzle, and the second point would be when the coffee had finished pouring and was in the mug. I'd take a reading from the mug temperature, and I refer to these as during pour and after pour. Just for information, the capsule I'm using in this example is an Intenso mug sized. Okay, so here goes. And I'm not going to try and take an average temperature here. I'm going to take the maximum temperature that's recorded during the duration of the pour. I found this to be the most consistent method. The reading currently 79, 80, 81 degrees centigrade, 82, 83 degrees. And I think 83 degrees was the peak temperature that was recorded. Now we've got 83.3, 83.7. Yeah, I'm going to say 83.3 was the most consistent maximum temperature that was recorded. And then I will measure the temperature at the end of the pour while the coffee's in the mug. And the temperature there is just about 70.02 degrees. So you can clearly see that there's a significant difference between the temperature during the pour and the temperature when the mug is completed.
Anyway, here are my results. There wasn't really a correlation between the intensity of the pod and the temperatures, either at the maximum pour or after the pour. Did record lower temperatures for the espressos, but this could be due to the lower volume of coffee in the mug. With a pre-warmed mug, the average increase in temperature was approximately 2 degrees across all of the coffees I tested. Here's the same data as a graph, this time sorted by the hottest pour temperature to the coolest. And again here sorted by intensity, although you can see that there isn't really much of a correlation. And finally by the drinking temperature, or the temperature immediately after the pour into the mug.
Obviously there are a large number of factors involved in the measurements. One is the current air temperature in the kitchen. If you've got a warm kitchen, then your coffee will be warmer. The type of mug that you use, how thick the walls of the mug are, and the material that your mug is made of. These will all influence the amount of cooling that occurs when the coffee goes into the mug, and obviously if you have a warm mug, your coffee is going to come out warmer. What I would suggest that you don't do is try and preheat the water in the reservoir of the machine. Nespresso don't recommend that you do that, neither do I. If you're going to add cold milk to hot coffee, then it's not going to be anywhere near as hot as it should be. So use milk from the frother, or use heated milk, or don't use milk at all. But what it does show is that there is significant variation between pods, and there is a significant variation between the temperature that the coffee is brewed at and the temperature it is available to you to drink, unless of course you stick your mouth directly under the nozzle, which I don't recommend. The maximum temperature that I recorded with Nespresso was 87.1 degrees at the spout, and this was during the cleaning cycle. It's also been suggested that the second cup of coffee will come out hotter than the first cup of coffee because the machine's warmed up. So I performed this test using a dummy capsule, and I actually worked out that on a Stormio, the difference in temperature after the pour was just 0.7 of a degree centigrade, and both of them were around about 77 degrees. So in fact, the theory that having the second cup will make it hotter is actually untrue based on the information I've collected.
Since an immediate scalding injury is likely to occur at any temperature over 70 degrees, any idea that the Nespresso is not delivering coffee hot enough to drink is unfortunately wrong. I hope you found this video informative and maybe even a little bit interesting. I did have to drink a hell of a lot of coffee to make it, so I'm going to leave you now and go and run around the block a few times. If you'd like to subscribe, share or comment, please do. Thanks very much and thank you for watching. Bye.